Story 1. When I don't feel like cooking, I'll typically just snack on various things. Maybe some chips and salsa, fruit, yogurt, pre-cut veggies and dip, whatever I happen to have on hand. Story 2. I have a quick and easy recipe for spaghetti with meat sauce in my Instant Pot. Takes 5 minutes of actual cooking and then another 15 minutes of waiting. Other than the pot, there are no dishes to clean. Nice and easy. Story 3. Bread, ham, cheese, and fruits. Basically, I don't cook if I don't want to. Oh, and I'm definitely biting into a tomato or a kiwi, the fruit not the bird, like an apple if I don't want to do dishes as well. Story 4. I don't. Snacky dinner does it for me. Some pre-prepared crudité, cream cheese on crackers, and maybe some fruit does it. Sometimes it's just simple guacamole and tortilla chips if I have an avocado lying around. Story 5. Seems impossible. But if the question is what I eat when I do not feel like cooking, then the answer is lots of things, including all types of takeout or eating in. Or if the question is what I will concede to cook when I do not feel like cooking, then that is stuff like ham sandwiches, basic spaghetti, a hot dog, ramen with poached eggs, or even a cold can of SpaghettiOs. Story 6. In the winter, whatever the microwave can make. In the summer, cold sandwich and some chips. If I'm really lazy and don't want to play, where did the mayo go? Then no mayo if it's turkey. All other meats must have mayo. Story 7. Instant noodles. But I prefer them with some vegetables and tofu, so I always end up cooking more than I anticipated. And that pleases me. The same goes for sandwiches, which annoys my partner because my lazy sandwiches always end up better looking than hers. Story 8. If I were alone, buttered popcorn. For family, any casserole I can assemble and shove in the oven, such as shipwreck, where the ground beef or pork don't have to be pre-browned. Easy peasy, but yummy considering once everything is layered, you just bake for 2 hours, no stirring or anything. Story 9. I have a girl dinner. I just stand in front of the fridge and snack. Maybe some olives, a cheese stick, and a couple of slices of lunch meat. A slice of bread and jam, popcorn and carrots. Girl dinner. Story 10. Stir fry. You can get bags of prepared stir-fry vegetables for a reasonable price. Get some diced meat, cook it in the wok a bit before adding the vegetables, add some pureed ginger and garlic, and stir it around for 6 or 7 minutes, and you're done. Stir in some soy sauce towards the end of cooking if you like. You can stir in a beaten egg while it's cooking if you want extra protein, maybe some noodles. Just a good, easy, tasty, healthy meal. Story 11. I enjoy cooking and have invested quite a bit of my time and energy in learning how to cook and keep enjoying the foods I've grown up with and love as an adult. That being said, easy cooking for me isn't necessarily the same for others I know. Low effort, stir fry. I usually have a protein and spare vegetables in the fridge, usually broccoli, and I can always make a pretty solid sauce out of soy, garlic, sesame oil, mirin, sugar, monosodium glutamate, and cornstarch. Oyster sauce for more umami, sriracha for spicy, and honey or sugar for a sweeter sauce. Easy to improvise and try things out. Low effort, some planning. Roast chicken breast or thigh. It can be as simple as salt, pepper, and a herbs de Provence mix, or some adobo mix. Again, if I have some easily roastable vegetables, I can usually toss them with garlic and olive oil or even just oil, salt, and pepper. Low effort. Fried rice, old rice, soy sauce, egg, frozen peas or vegetables. Maybe some meat if I have it. Even lower effort. Instant ramen. Crack an egg in it, call myself Gordon Ramsay. No effort. Rice, natto, and raw egg. Add a bit of wasabi, furicake, soy sauce, and sesame oil. Healthy and super easy to make, but of course natto is a very acquired taste. No need to cook anything. When I have depression, order a burger and dissociate. Story 12. I boil pasta and open a can of tuna in spring water or brine, emptying the liquid into the boiling pasta pot. Once the pasta is al dente, drain it and add the tuna and a can of mushroom, celery, asparagus, or pumpkin soup. Stir with the pasta in the pot until heated. Serve it with some buttered bread and cheese. I also add frozen peas at the last minute if I'm feeling fanciful. Story 13. If I can, I just throw together a quick pasta, or I just start bringing out ingredients from the freezer and throwing them together piece by piece. I think someone called it a raccoon dinner. Story 14. Microwave a scrambled egg in a large enough glass bowl. Just did it. 1 minute per egg. Stir at 1 minute intervals. Optional cheese with 15 seconds remaining. Salt and pepper after removing. Adjust time for other mix-ins. Story 15. I always have something at home that doesn't need to be cooked, like pre-made sandwiches or frozen food that only needs to be microwaved. Depending on my bank account, I might order something as well. Story 16. Spaghetti bolognese. Just add beef, then vegetables, add a sauce base, cook the pasta, and then combine. Doing it from scratch is too difficult if you're lazy, hungry, and unmotivated. Italian people probably hate me, but I'm not saying it tastes as good as pasta that has been prepared for hours and hours simmering. Story 17. Scrambled eggs on toast with some lettuce, cucumber, and mayonnaise. But honestly, the best thing is to try to always have leftovers in the fridge, so you can just heat them up when needed without having to spend money on really unhealthy restaurant food. Story 18. I strain off a can of low-sodium Campbell's gumbo, mix that with a can of Hormel turkey chili and a few shakes of ghost pepper flakes, and microwave. Comes out incredible. Takes 5 minutes. Story 19. I plan meals to make for the week and get ingredients for them, and whether or not I feel like cooking, I usually make what I planned. If I am sick or somehow the day just falls apart where cooking is not feasible, we bring in sandwiches. But that is not common. I have a family with kids, so my answer would have been different when I was alone. My easy meal when I do not feel like cooking and I am alone is basically any kind of egg and some toast. Story 20. Baked frozen tempura fish sticks and a fresh garden salad with a rich store-bought dressing. Maybe 20 minutes to make for my wife and me, mostly baking time. Extremely hard to mess up. Very satisfying and does not make you feel bad. Story 21. A just add boiling water, nutritionally complete pasta meal that I do not particularly want to advertise when I want to watch my calories. I try to prepare 1 or 2 things that are super easy to reheat. Currently, I have a seasoned pulled chicken wrap filling in 200-gram packages in the freezer that I can defrost, put in a wrap, and toast on the frying pan in less than 10 minutes. If I have bread to spare, a baked bean and cheese toast tie is another go-to. Story 22. It depends on my mood. Do I want to get dressed? If yes, then go to the restaurant. If no, then get it delivered. If I am so hungry and think delivery is too slow, then I go to McDonald's drive-thru with my pajamas on. Story 23. I buy the pre-made ravioli. Takes 5 minutes to cook. Then I toss it with sheep and goat's milk feta, tiny tomatoes cut in half, basil and olive oil. Story 24. Preheat oven to 375 degrees. Put protein on 1 sheet pan and vegetables on another. Add salt and olive oil. Roast for 30 minutes while I snuggle the dogs. Boom, dinner. Story 25. Season a couple of drumsticks and place them in the air fryer as a snack. Take some pre-cooked ham, sausage, chicken, or whatever you prefer, and toss it in a pan with some butter. Get a slight sear. Some easy noodles as a side work wonders. Story 26. Usually eggs and some sort of hash might have meat, but often just consists of whatever vegetables I have on hand, like sweet potatoes, mushrooms, and onions, topped with a couple of fried eggs. 1 pan and done. When I was younger and had fewer fresh options, I'd eat buttered pasta and mixed vegetables, frozen. Story 27. Cheese and crackers or takeout. I cook a lot and enjoy complicated recipes and making stuff from scratch. If I say I don't feel like cooking, my husband will offer to order delivery. Since I always cook, he's a keeper. Story 28. Nope, I did this last week. I meal prepped chicken curry and made my boyfriend Mexican burgers, whatever those are, to his specifications, and they both came out terribly. I should have just ordered out. No heart in either dish. Story 29. A healthy pizza with 3 tablespoons of oatmeal, 2 eggs, a pinch of salt, pepper, chili flakes, and garlic powder. I mix everything together with a fork and cook it in a pan with literally a half teaspoon of oil. When I flip it, I add some sugar-free tomato puree and some cheese. When the cheese is melted, I have my lunch or dinner in less than 20 minutes. Story 30. Eat the ingredients. Meal prep things that can freeze or keep in the refrigerator. There are some good resources around nutrition on YouTube and Instagram with simple, easy recipes that can freeze and thaw, focusing on no pressure, quick, fast, but still healthy eating. For example, Kylie Sakida. The main thing is to do what you can and try to add things to make it healthier. If you have carrot sticks and prepackaged hummus, that is still better than nothing and, in fact, relatively healthy. Story 31. I used to go to a bi-weekly potluck. Some weeks we had no time to plan. Some weeks we didn't have the cash to simply buy something from a store. So my go-to meal for low effort was homemade pizza. I can go from a bag of flour to baked and edible in 30 minutes. Since I could take them unbaked and bake them there, I could prepare 2 pizzas in about 15 minutes. No effort needed. Story 32. Beans on toast. I am British. Or I make egg-fried rice with a pack of microwave rice, frozen vegetables, and some soy sauce and garlic with lots of sesame oil. Less than 10 minutes in one pan. Story 33. You can always boil items like beans and lentils in advance, portion them, and freeze. So when you don't feel like cooking, it's just quick braising and adding them in. That's what I do. Other times, it's takeout, like today. I just didn't feel like cooking. Certain hot pot foods can be made in advance and frozen. Just portion them, defrost, heat, and eat. Sometimes using the air fryer is a quick option for fries, schnitzels, sausages, Viennas, or chicken pieces. Almost anything can go in it. Also, it's okay to skip a full meal every now and then and eat a lot of fruit and milk instead. Crackers and cheese are also fine. Or even sandwiches with leftovers, toasted if you're in the mood, with a beverage or hot drink. Cup of soup is easy as well. Just add hot water. You can have it with buttered bread or boil some macaroni, which takes 5 minutes, and add it. Story 34. Frozen vegetable bag. Throw in microwave for 5 minutes. Pre-cooked and pre-seasoned chicken in a bag from the store needs to be warmed up. I usually throw it in the air dryer for around 6 to 10 minutes. Done. Story 35. When I make meatballs, I make an extra pound of them just to freeze. They heat up well, and all I need to do is put together a sauce for spaghetti or meatball subs. Story 36. Eggs. Rice. Actually, when I hate cooking, I bake bread. Mixing the dough makes my anger go away, and when the hot bread is out of the oven, it makes all the bad stuff go away, because eating hot homemade bread with butter or olive oil is the best thing in the world. Story 37. I've always got stuff to make sandwiches. My onions and tomatoes are pre-cut because I use them so often, so I just make a sandwich if I'm feeling lazy. Story 38. I have 2 young kids, and takeaways when I can't be bothered cooking are just not worth the cost. To see half of them on the floor or in their hair after 5 minutes. My parental go-tos when there's 0 gas in the tank are baked beans on buttery toast, tin soup and bread, lazy pizza wraps, tortillas with melted grated cheese and lettuce, pasta or boiled potatoes with herb oil, pre-prepped olive oil with whatever herbs you have, blended and strained through a muslin. The oil takes about 5 minutes to make and lasts a long time in the fridge. I always try to squeeze something like cucumber, chopped peppers, and/or carrots in there for fiber and maybe an egg for protein too. We lean on bread a fair bit when cooking feels like a slog. When I've been organized enough, I'll make some soda farls or have a decent loaf ordered in so it feels a little more effortful, even when it isn't. Story 39. Cook large batches when you feel like cooking. Currently in my freezer, spaghetti sauce, chili, stir fry, pork chops with mashed potatoes and peas, chicken stew, split pea with ham soup. Story 40. I throw chicken thighs in my slow cooker with a jar of picante sauce and a jar of apricot jelly. Cooks for 4 to 6 hours. Ready when I get home. Pour it over minute rice and voila. So good. Story 41. I warm up frozen or pre-made food like chicken tenders and soup. I always make sure to stock up on items I can easily warm up when I go grocery shopping because it's the best way to stop myself from ordering expensive takeout on days that I don't feel like cooking. Story 42. I make tortilla chips with microwave melted cheese and salsa, or a nacho platter with a layer of tortilla chips, a sprinkling of cheese and pickled jalapenos with a bit of the pickling juice, baked in the oven for a few minutes. Crackers and cheese or cheese broiled on toast and fruit. A sandwich. Tacos with refried beans and corn and avocado, or baked zucchini and onions. Easy frozen meal like veggie burgers or fried dumplings with a salad or steamed or roasted vegetables. Spaghetti. If I need to cook but really don't want to, budget bites recipes are usually really fast and easy. Story 43. I pre-cook meat once a week. When I do not feel like cooking, I make kimchi ramen, cut some vegetables and some meat into the bowl with my kitchen scissors, let it cook with a lid or bowl over the top, and just ignore it until the noodles are ready. Story 44. The ancient art of ingredient assembly, also known as a charcuterie board, but make it depressing. Crackers, cheese, and whatever sad leftovers I can find. Sometimes I even eat it over the sink. Story 45. I just take a cut of salmon, slap on some bottled dressing like orange sauce or teriyaki sauce, and bake it in the toaster oven for 25 minutes. I know I'm getting nutrition, and this really isn't cooking. Story 46. Eggs and rice. I cook 2 eggs over easy in a pan with soy sauce and serve them over fluffy rice I make in a rice maker. Dice some green onions, maybe avocado if I have it, and it's very comfortable. Story 47. If I truly feel like making nothing, I just eat 1 or 2 huge spoonfuls of peanut butter and honey. I don't even bother with bread. If I feel like having an actual meal and don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen, I usually make a pasta dish like spaghetti or ravioli because it's relatively simple and quick. Story 48, we call it foraging. Eat whatever you find as long as it's not expired or moldy, a possibility in my house, and B, it's edible. Rule B for my smart kid. You said anything. We almost always have leftovers in the fridge and individually frozen portions in the freezer, plus canned soup, ramen, mac and cheese, etc. I've stopped feeling guilty because they will generally add a fruit and vegetable serving since I keep it on hand.